Happy Monday. We find ourselves in a time when maybe we feel like anything but happy. The 9 days of practical mourning. Thinking about the fact that we don't have the temple, the Bet HaMikdash, and that our sinat chinam, baseless hatred, holding on to grudges, is what caused this all to happen. Is there another way to see this? Hashem's wrath? Hashem's punishing us? Welcome to Torah Today with me, with Chavi Rappaport. In this week's Torah portion, we start the 5th book, Devarim, words. Moshe is recounting the history, his history with the Jewish people from their birth, so to speak. And of course, he needs to mention the awful sin of the spies, which is really what brought us to Tisha B'Av, to the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash, because Hashem said, you are weeping and crying for no good reason. I'm going to give you a reason to cry in the future. And both houses of worship, the temples, the Beit Mikdash, were destroyed on the 9th of Av. But is there another way to see this? As parents, sometimes educators, don't we find times that we need to punish, reprimand our children, students? Is it coming from a place of hatred? As the Jewish people said, God took us out to destroy us because he hates us. Not because he cares about us. That's why he took us through the desert. Of course, that was ridiculous. They had it all wrong. In their minds, maybe they didn't appreciate, didn't value, didn't love God enough. And so that's what they were projecting. But going back to our example, sometimes, almost always, it's easier to keep quiet, to look aside, and not to address a situation than to punish, to reprimand. We only do that because we care so deeply. I want you to know there's a better way. I expect more from you. You're capable of so much more. And that's why I take you to task. Don't we love when our grandkids come over? If any of you are grandparents, we could just smother them with love and give them treats. And do we reprimand them? Hardly. That comes from a parent who is so intertwined and connected most deeply with their child. It comes from a place of deep love. And so though we feel right now abandoned maybe, sad, how could it be so many years without the temple? And it's a good question. But is it because Hashem is angry? Hashem doesn't love his children? Listen to this. When the enemies entered the Holy of Holies, they met a most remarkable sight. You know the kruvim? In English we call them the cherubs. They were like they weren't angels, they were the faces of children. And they would stand on top of the aron, on top of the lid of the aron, hands overhead outstretched. And unbelievably, when the temple was destroyed, miraculously, those kruvim were embracing each other, holding each other in the tightest, warmest, loving embrace. And that undoubtedly was God telling us, it hurts me deeply that I have to do this. And it's because I love you so much. I want to spare you. And at the same time, I need to let you know that you're my chosen, beloved children, and I expect more from you. And may we experience that love in such an obvious way. And of course, may we celebrate that love with our Father in heaven, here on earth, with the building of the third Bet HaMikdash, and hopefully even before the fast of the 9th of Av. Have a beautiful day.